thing. I don't think she playing fair. Little bro overdosing, tears drop from my eyes. I be fucking mad, hoes, I tell my bitch lies. So I
talk A-LOT-TV, man. The hottest podcast in the land. You know, I haven't been producing a lot of content, but only a few people can break me out. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, I've been low key, but you gotta be special for me to do an interview now. You get what I'm saying? Like, shit, changing, bro.
No, your time precious, bro. Yeah. That's how it is, man. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time for real, man.
Oh, no. I've been trying to get y'all. I've been trying to get you. I've been trying to get y'all.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to get y'all in here for a minute. But, you know, I'm the guy you, man. You feel me?
No, I see you moving, man. I appreciate you taking the time, man. So it's cool, man, and sit down, you know, really, you know, chop it up. I saw my boy Lord over here, you know, y'all been making some moves, man, showing the family some love.
Yeah.
So, you know, appreciate it.
I would really try to get to you to help me get with the Lord.
Yeah, but how long ago?
It's been ever since. I think it's been a minute. Like, after the award show, like, I've seen him. I'm like, okay, boy, I fuck with his aesthetic.
Yeah.
And then I see him perform, like, what the fuck? Like,
that boy crazy, man. Rockstar shit, man, for real.
And then I watched that vlog, you were in it, so I was just looking at the little crowd because no one, like, I don't see that style in making. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very rare. Only a few people do it. Even when somebody do it, they don't do it correctly.
Yeah. Definitely.
Because, like, I'm very influenced by, like, Florida underground scene back in like 2015 and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Shout out to, you know, Space Coast Perp, your brother. You know, we work with bro. He showed us mad love, man. So like that's definitely, I really vibe with that scene too, you know. And it kind of it was the real melting pot of what's going on now. A lot of people don't think about it, you know. So yeah.
So, man, please introduce yourself to the people that watch you.
Oh, yeah. What's up, man? You know, it's your boy Superior, man. Thomas Superior, AA forever, you know. You know, it is African Americana out here with a boy, you know. So, took the time out, you know, pop out, talk about, you know, I don't know what we're going to talk on today, bro, you know.
Man, we know we're going to get to know you, you know, talk about how the group, you know, came together and so. And, you know, this you're one half of it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like one day I'm gonna have to get both of y'all.
No, you're gonna get both of us, man. It's I swear we both exist. People make a joke about that. Like it's hard to get us both in one room unless it's a show.
I see that it's hard to like I don't see him on none of the media stuff.
Yeah.
Like that why I be like, okay, I'm doing the research. I'm like, okay, I see him on this, what he did with Slaughter.
Yeah.
But when y'all did the Brad Jam. I ain't see him. I'm just like, I don't really see him like that.
He played with us though. He was there. He was at that one. He did the Ace of Spades when we did. It was like, you know, they came out. So
no, I'm talking the one when they did outside. The one before that.
Oh, the one before that. Yeah.
When they were doing like the introduction to people, like talking about influence and stuff like that.
Yeah. Nah, he was. He said he was gonna be there Showtime. You know what I mean? He popped up. You know, that's one thing about Alex. You know, he definitely is a man of a method. You know what I mean? But I can respect that too. You know, at the same time, not everybody wants to share themselves like that before the performance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, us as artists, we gotta be allowed to present our brand the way we want to. You know, so. Yeah, that man's elusive. You know.
Well, you see, like I understand it. You know, like. You know, someone gotta be the face.
But he did want to be here for this one though. So that's not to say that's not why he's here. He did want to be here. This was just a conflict of schedule.
Yeah.
You know, he's got a lot going on. You know, shout out to being a parent. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that take a lot.
Yeah.
I know the struggle, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I'm gonna get y'all both, but no, we gotta talk. You know, but you know, you here though. You feel me? Like
I'm here. What's up? Yeah.
So man, like, talk about your upbringing, like where you from?
Yeah. So, you know, I'm from New York originally, man, you know, born and raised, you know, Brooklyn. You know, upbringing was crazy, you know, it was cool just like getting that vibe from New York, but also Brooklyn, you know, but also going to the Lower East Side, you know, Manhattan, seeing that rock and roll side, you know. My father worked at MTV for a good bit. So every day I go to 42nd Street and I would, you know, just see like, you know, I might see Ice-T, I might see Janet Jackson, might have met 50 before, you know, just like, and not to say that gave me a, like, you know, they showed me anything, but it did show me it was real. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you don't see things, you know, so that made me realize, you know, the thing that I had passion for music and art was something that could bring greatness, bring fruition. It could bring, something good. So, and then came down here to the South, started touring. I was working up with Fuse for a minute. I don't know if you remember Fuse TV, man. Fuse TV, yeah. And I met this studio down here, came down here, started messing around playing shows. Met an artist named Flaco Torres, met Rath, who's the other half of AA, and met Juby, man. And just like, they kind of were doing what I was doing already, which was mixing guitar with 808s. So, that leads us to, AA.
So, like, damn, so you from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that crazy. So,
yeah. So
you really from, like, the mecca of this, like, music, hip-hop.
Yeah. I can say that, but also the South, man. When I came down here, like, for a minute, I was, like I said, I was moving around here doing music, but I also was up at the Masquerade, like, working. And it's wild because Johnny Craig, I don't know if you like, so Johnny Craig is an artist that we work with closely. Shout out to Johnny Craig, man. Big facts. Shout out to Johnny Craig. But I probably met Johnny Craig the first time when I was like 15, like up in New York, like crazy. He was on Warped Tour, in the Warped Tour days. So I met him then. And then when I came down here, I was working at the Masquerade. So I also was catching a lot of the South, you know what I mean? Like Southern guitar, me being a guitarist, I was picking up like a lot of like, new licks and shit like that in C. And then I ran into Johnny again, So the South definitely melded with New York and like a balance. So like, definitely, like, people, they glorify, like, New York is the birthplace of hip hop, can't hate on that, But like Andre said too, the South got something to say, So that fusion, I think, is what brought about,
Cause like, it's always like a debate, like, cause up there they say Jay-Z they top, but down here he not that, here, like.
Yeah, honestly, and I don't know, man. I might put like Nas, Biggie, I fuck with Jay, but I fuck with Jay more as like as a businessman, But he's the GOAT for sure. He always,
I feel like that also like that he used music to get to where he at and then just evolve it. Like, people don't see him as that. Like, people just see him as a person who used what he had to get to a higher.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. Music is a catalyst, and if people don't realize that, then like they're failing themselves as an artist. A lot of people are like, yo, I want to do this, but they don't think about like where it could lead you to.
Yeah.
I think music is. Do I need it closer?
No, you straight. You straight.
I think music always been a catalyst. You think about like back in the day with Jimmy, and, Bob Marley, all of them, even all the way down to the Beatles, like Bob Dylan, people like that. They use art to change things, to catalyst, to bring themselves to a new level. How do you change things? You get more influence. You bring more wealth to you and your people, your team. You know what I mean? That's always been the way to do it. So I don't see a difference in the two. If you're not doing it to make change or to make change for your family, your community, then what you really doing it for? I guess self-healing is something you can do it for, and there's no shame in that. But like
yeah, because I know a lot of people be like, they want to use it to get rich, but they don't want to use it to like go to the next level, help people out and stuff. Like me doing this, like, this is not my final thing. This is something to the entry point.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So like, how long you were in New York? How long you were growing up there?
Shit, man. I think I was up in New York until I was like at least like 16. Then I came down here, then I went back, though. So, you know what I mean? So, it's like it's a blur, you know what I mean? Because I came here for a few years, was doing that little thing. Actually, I want to say more closely, like 17 was really when I first moved down here. And I was in between here and Atlanta, just like going back and forth, just like playing shows at, Drunken Unicorn, you know what I mean? Smith's Old Bar, just really doing that whole Atlanta circuit. And then at the same time, branching into Athens. Shout out to Georgia Theater. They always showed us love, But so pretty solid. And then I went but then I left here and went back for 3 years. So like it was back and forth, but I would dip my head about both. But I think, being an artist, you got to live that nomadic life.
Yeah. So all this was based on your decision. Because, a lot of people be like, oh, I'm from here, but I moved because of my family.
Yeah, I mean, Somewhat. For the most part, yeah. I mean, also some of it was like opportunity, a vibe. You know, there was a studio down here. I was doing session work with guitar for. You know what I mean? And then Capricorn was doing they weren't revitalized yet, but they were doing a couple of things with guitarists as well. So me being a guitarist, it kind of helped me lean more into that and doing session work and stuff like that. And that's how I met a bunch of artists, which branched me into that. You know?
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
What was your introduction into music like? Was your dad just hip on music and he just brought you into it, or?
It was just always around me, you know. My like I said, my dad was working at MTV, so you know I was seeing that type of stuff. And then at the same time, my mom was doing some work with Sony, but it was more on like the legal side, so it wasn't like I was going up. Like I was going up.
Oh,
in
you
MTV.
know shit then.
I was up in MTV though. I was like, you know, being a kid, just like, you know, chill around, you know. And it's crazy because Viacom owned Nickelodeon at the time. So I really was up in there. But I would say like both of those, I mean, as long as I've been alive, I've been around music, you know. I've been in studios, you know. I've been like, you know, it was an artist, Lilo Thomas. It was an artist, Salt and Pepper. I used to, you know, always pop up around. So I was always in the studio. So I think like music was part of it, you know. And it wasn't like I was permanent in these situations. And that's what I want to point out. Like a lot of people when I say this, like, oh, you were living a lot. Nah, it wasn't. It was like I was just like privileged and lucky to happen to be in these situations, and I had like a privy to music, so they would let me stay, you know. And I would just want to learn. So it's kind of weird. Like I don't even know what my introduction to music is really, because it's just always been there, you know. And it's always what I wanted to do.
And so you say like some people say like you already got your foot in though because you see these people and stuff like that? You know?
Yeah, but not at all though. Like, because I mean, you gotta think about it. Like this shit, I was young. You know what I mean? I wasn't in there passing out business cards. You know, I was just sitting there absorbing. You know the music and shit like that. You know, so. But
I would say like just being able to see it, like you said earlier, like. You know that it's possible.
It's possible. It validated it to me. Yeah. That's what it did for me. You know? Like, you know, what was that thing with Offset when he popped up in, what was it, Whitney Houston's video? You see that? It was something like that when Offset was a kid. He was like a backup dancer for a Whitney Houston video, and everybody called him an industry plant because of that shit. But now I could totally see how that shit happened, because like that's just that shit that happens. You know what I mean?
And then it just like you seeing it just like it just do something to you.
To like, make you
Cause like if you just doing something just to do it, you do it, but then when you get discouraged, you just like, I'm gonna fall back.
Exactly. That should make you hungry. It's a hunger. It really is, you know? Like I think that's why you know, that's why you got a lot of motherfucking trap boys, because they could visibly see a motherfucker. Like, you know, I'm growing up, I remember from New York to being here, you know, because I would come here a little bit while I was younger, not Macon specifically, but I come down to Atlanta. You know what I mean? Trap boys always living the best, you know? That's who the area hero is, and that's because they see it. You know? It's validated. So, you know, when you see this on TV, you hear it on the radio, you know, they tell you the story, but unless you know this person personally that came up from that situation, you know, it's harder to you.
So like, growing up in New York, being around music your whole life. So was your dad just strictly into hip hop, or he also into rock too?
Yo, so that was the blessed thing of it. You know, I'd be around my dad, he'd be playing more so Biggie, Tupac, Public Enemy, you know, things on that side. But then I'd be with my mom and she'd be playing shit like Fleetwood Mac, you know, Led Zeppelin. And then, you know, me playing guitar, I'm getting pulled into these venues where I'm like CBGBs, for instance. I don't know if you heard of CBGBs. You know, they used to have shit like Bad Brains, like, you know, like the Ramones, all them old punk bands, man. I didn't get to see a lot of them because, of course, I was too young. But there was a couple of them I was able to sneak in. I think one of the shows I snuck in, I was too young, was Bad Brains, which is an all-black punk band, man. Fucking badass, bro.
So you always been into guitar?
Yeah, always.
When the first time you touched one?
Shit, man. I was like 9, but like probably not even 9. I could probably I say like 9. That's the first time I remember. But I didn't even like play this shit. I just like fucked around with it with my cousin. And then, but I always wanted to play the guitar, so that's why I fucked around. But I think I got real discipline on it, like real into it. I was like 13. Like solid. I played it like every day consistently up until like. But
what would that click though? Like you say your cousin, you played with it, but what would that click be like? You know, I might be good at this.
Yeah. Nah, man, there was no click. I remember growing up seeing that Rockstar shit, like Michael Jackson, like I said, Led Zeppelin shit. That was just the thing to do. Jimi Hendrix, shit, all the way back to like blues heads though, like Muddy Waters, Son House. Who else we got? Howlin' Wolf. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was just to me, and see, that's what was so wild. To me, guitar was an expression of the black man. You know, like because all the great guitarists I saw growing up were either black men or men, even like, Rolling Stones, all of them said they were emulating these men.
Yeah.
So it never occurred to me for it to be like, anything but like, I was like, this is part of,
So you were doing guitar before you even like started doing your own type of music?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you were using guitar as your outlet.
Yeah.
As your outlet. So are you back and forth from Atlanta and New York?
Yeah.
Doing work for Fuse, right?
Yeah. Well, I was once I came down here, I was doing session work for studios down here.
Oh, okay.
Platinum Sound was one of them. There was a couple of other studios up in Atlanta. I was doing stuff like whenever they needed guitar work, or let's say I was playing shows. That's most of the work I was doing. Once I left New York, I was no longer doing stuff with Fuse.
Okay. Yeah. So that's how you're making your money.
Yeah. That's why I came down here. So like I had a wild story, which is crazy people, and you can look this shit up. I went to Columbia High School for a minute in Jersey, which is like art school, and I was like a freshman, and it was a senior. Her name was Solana. Hey, a lot of people know her now as SZA, which is crazy. I can show y'all the yearbook, but. From that school is where I met the people to start working with. So basically the stuff that I was learning after I had done the stuff, and I went to Berkeley for a little minute, but after I had done the stuff out there, I was like, you mean I can get paid for this stuff? Hold up, so that's when I came down to the South. I was like, I can start getting paid off music now? Cool. Because learning theory and stuff like that and being involved in like session work is cool. But up north, it was very much like apprenticeship, you know what I mean? Once I came down here, I found outlets in like the hip hop world, especially, that I could like present my guitar and my production work in that world much more prominently and get paid for it, And then the rock world as well here.
So what was this time period of, you doing this type of stuff?
Yeah. When shit, man, I couldn't even tell you, bro. It'd probably be like, what is it? So we dropped the first AA. It probably had to be like, this was probably around like 2015.
2015?
Yeah.
Okay.
2015 movie.
And around that time you were like 18 or 17?
Yeah, just moving around, just moving like in New York, and then I came down here, and then like that's when I really, once I started working with artists around here, like Flacco and them, is when I really, but all that was before this though. I'm talking about like when I was doing the session work seriously between here and Atlanta was 2015, but before this was when I'd already known Flacco, Juby, all that, boom, Alex, Raff, all of them. I was working with them way back. I couldn't even tell you, man, because like, I mean, if you look at it, the first EP, which when I first came down before I left and went back to New York, we dropped that in 2013. But then I left for 3 years. So nothing was dropped with the AA project. And then we came back to it. Yeah. So the timeline on that is mixed in. Yeah.
I was just going through a lot of stuff. Like, it go back. Like, it
go back, man. So the stuff is, it's crazy, man.
Like, you was on the news. Like,
I think the first music really that we released from like AA and stuff like here, when I first started working with Alex, I was like 17, man. It's crazy. First came down here. Yeah.
So y'all always been together.
Yeah, man. When I first came down here, he was one of the first artists I met. It was him, Flock, Juby, you know what I mean? I met them through like the session work I was doing with the studios. So yeah, I know Alex like a good minute now, man.
So when I was doing like some of the stuff, I see you, but I don't see everybody else. Like, is it a collective?
Yeah.
Or it just y'all two?
All right. So I'm gonna break it up. People always ask like what African Americana means and what it means to us. All right. So African Americana is, at least to me, and we sit down, we speak on this a lot because African Americana, it means something different, and it should mean something different to like every person in the group. But it is like a packaged version of our Americana, and I say package instead of like a bottle or a kit. It's a kit, because being having African Americana is like a survival. So that's what I'm gonna say. So whether you use art for, we spoke about this a little bit earlier, whether you use art for survival within your community, that's a tool.
Yeah.
If you use art for survival, provide for your family, that's a tool. To change your community, you know what I mean? To heal yourself, each one of those is a tool. So it's basically our version of African Americana. So that's everything from rock, blues, rap, hip hop, R&B, all of that.
So you use that not to keep y'all in a bubble.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all in African Americana. So we're a collective, is also a collective conscious. So what we're giving to you is our experience, basically, which is our Americana, being a person, you know. Boom. So that's what it comes together. So African Americana is released like across the spectrum with different artists. Like it's not just me, it's not just Alex. Me and Alex are the prominent people, but there's many artists that work with us. You got Sean, you got Cam. So Sean plays drums with us. Cam plays bass with us. We got Weston Stroud. That's also he does R&B. He works with us. So like when you think of African Americana, you should think of it as a collective. Okay. Now, there's different artists within it. So now I might be the most present character, but it's like you put like a TV show. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to be different characters on every episode when you look at African Americana.
See, when I was doing it, I thought you were just a sole person, but you were just breaking people in where they ain't able, you know, just like a lot of people break up because of, you know, situations and stuff like that. So I thought it was just you keeping a dream alive, but everybody else want to branch off and, you know, live normal lives.
Nah, man, it's more so like it's like the Gorillas, bro. You know what I mean? If you look at the Gorillas, some songs you're gonna have this group of people, you know, and then we also have people we feature with. So I feel that Bob Lennon, Lord DeAndre, Johnny Craig, Kevin Dixon, shout out to my bro. They're all extended members of African Americana. So like I said, even with the animations, when you watch the animations, it's a true personification of that, because each animation has different characters in it. You know, the first one was just me and Alex, but then we had little cameos from our friends. The next one we did with Johnny, boom, he was in the episode. And so when you look at the albums and the music and even the branding in that, it should be looked at in that, you know.
Oh, okay.
If that makes sense, yeah.
It's a collective, not a duo.
Yeah.
You're not kicking people out the groove, filling in.
Nah, not at all. We on our feature shit, really, you know. But then you got Superior, which would be me. You got Raff. You got Southwest. You know, you got Ayo Sean, who's also an excellent producer. Yo, shout out to Kenshin. You got Cold Trade Kenshin. I don't know if you know my boy. He does some of the most fire production out here. And you know, like I said, we got extended members, Bob and Lord. But we're not kicking nobody out. Nothing like that.
Not cause if you doing the research and all this stuff, it seemed like you just keeping the thing alive. Like everybody else just come and goes. Yeah. You hear me? I'm glad that you cleared it up. So people understand that. So that way it just seemed like if you just look at all the videos, all the videos, music, it just seemed like you are the main person and everybody just falling off or doing something else.
Well, I always say, like, it's always going to be us, man, you know? Like, of course, like, I believe in any vision, you know, you got to look at any group. There's always going to be a sole proprietor that is putting in more, you know, like from the visual perspective from the front, you know what I mean? But like behind the scenes, nothing gets done without everybody, you know? Yeah. We do shirts, we do perfect example. So one of the things we've been doing with our merch is like we want to reach beyond just like music, you know? So now we done merch. Merch has been highly successful for a minute. Shout out to the fans, shout out to people support, man. Shout out to the fan, bro, you know? So now we got physical, you know? Now we got physical. Next thing we're going to is like taste. So we did the collab Fresh Produce, you know? We did the shirt with them. Shout out to them. Great, man. Like, that was fire collab.
Yeah. Hey, man, get me in with them because I want to, like, get a wall.
I got you. I'll lock you in, bro. But the next one we got coming was Making Bagel. So we're going to do an AA bagel with that. So that way, basically, so now we got you on the visuals. We got you with the animation. Yeah. We got you on the clothes, you know what I mean? And we got you on the food. And, you know, we've been had you on the audio. So that's really how we want to hit it from all perspectives. But that's just like a perfect example of, like, how we're moving, like, you know. So even though you may see me mostly on that end, there's just so much stuff going on, bro. Yeah. You know, on the back end that it can never be done by itself, you know.
So, but what would the process of making the group like? No, we know you were doing your own thing. Yeah. And you meet up with your friends. Yeah. What would the click of y'all saying like, y'all know what? Fuck it, yeah, dude. Yeah, just make this a collective and you start producing music.
Life, bro. Like we kind of like the Justice League, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really, because that's kind of like, that's really perfect what you described. Well, you got the Justice League, which you got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Now, every once in a while, boom, Flash gotta go off and do some shit. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while, Green Lantern might, do some shit. Now, Green Lantern shit, his story arc might end up being like the main one, you know what I mean? But no matter what, like that person is part. Because like when you think about Chibu, bro, shout out to Chibu, man. Chibu was the animator for the first 2 animations we did. So we did an animation for Pushin'. It's on YouTube. Check that shit out. And we did an animation for the song called Come Along with Johnny Craig. But Chibu went on to work with DreamWorks. So he has a good fucking like lock-in with several artists out there, which we ended up meeting a couple out of. But he's working with Netflix. So he did Kipu. He did, then what else he did? He did JID's tour work. And then and now he's doing something with Off-White. Yeah. And he was working with Virgil for a minute. R.I.P. to Virgil, man. Yeah. But you know what I mean? But Chibu is also another like member, I feel like, of the family of the AA. And his stuff is popping more so than, anyone else's, on his end of what he's doing right now. So if y'all had to compare y'all group to any major group, who would y'all do? Because and you saying that I kind of see like a ASAP Mob. Yeah, it kind of is like an ASAP Mob, man. That's what African Americana is, man. Even when you listen to some of the songs we released, they don't even have a hook. It's just a cipher because it's just a mob. You know what I mean? We coming in, But if I had to relate us, man, Parliament Funkadelic, bro. I gotta go way back, bro, because we don't stick to norms, man. We do the full band. Even Parliament and Funkadelic itself were 2 entities for a minute, Then George Clinton. Then you had Bootsy Collins. You know what I mean? So it's been the same system, the same formula. It just happened naturally, though, to answer your question, like, of how it came to us to do that. It was really life. There was no other option. If we were going to do this, it needed to be done as a team. We needed like efficiency. Bryce in LA that does our mixes and production and, produces a lot of stuff with us. Stranger Things remix is actually coming. Shout out to Bryce. He's working on that right now. To Alex, doing the graphic design, to me even being like, I had this idea. Let's use this shirt company, or let's do this collab, or like hitting up Space Ghost, but like, let's doing this, or hitting up Johnny, let's doing this. It just takes many sides to get it done, And like I really fuck with y'all like vision and cause like how you touching on the cartoon stuff. Animation, we're gonna say animation. Not gonna say cartoon. Shout out to Chibu. Shout out to Casey working on the new one. Casey actually worked on Spider-Verse. Black excellence in here, bro. That's what we do. And it's just like, okay, with the style of the animation. Yeah. Did y'all come up with it, or that person just like, I got stuff for y'all? Oh, that's Chibu style, man. That's Chibu style. But ironically, like, Chibu was one of the first people I met when I moved here too. So me and Chibu connected for a love of anime, bro, like Fooly Cooly, that whole Jet Set Radio Future. I don't know if you ever played that. Jet Set Radio Future. It was this fire game, man. Came out way back when, but the whole art style, like that, we had a mutual love for that anyway. But that was his style. That's his. So he brought it, but I think he inherently knew I'd fuck with it because of how we grew up on that shit and had a love for it. Like we used to trade, I let him borrow a little something to read. He let me borrow something he was reading. We go back and forth. And that was even before we ever thought about doing music together. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was before he was out in LA working with DreamWorks, before all of that, bro. So it's kind of crazy to see that a natural friendship, even the same with Alex, has evolved into this great art, and I think that happens with a lot of people you look at. You look at ASAP Mob, a lot of them knew each other, You look at, shout out to Awful Records, Father, was a good friend of Alex, and the Father went on to do what? Playboy Cardi, McConan, all of them. Yeah. And they just knew each other off a mutual friendship. So I think that's the best way. Like it's, later on, I feel is when you go out looking for people to work with. Yeah. Like, oh, you're a specialist in this. So I'm like, well, let's do that. I think at the beginning, it's just organic, bro. Just chilling out, making art, like when I first seen the animation, I thought of Cyberpunk. Yeah. Because I haven't seen nothing like that in a minute. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that style. So I was like, oh, okay, they look like Cyberpunk. Yeah. But, you just said like the stuff that inspired, the style and stuff. No, I think that's like more of
ahead of my time, you know.
Yeah, but you know, things come around though. You know, that's the beauty of it. But yeah, that's why I think me and Chewy used to start like, well, I don't know, say me and Chewy, yeah, because the shit we were reading, we liked old shit, you know? We liked old shit because it was nothing out now that was like it. So anything we were reading was for the most part, you know, anime manga from like the 50s and shit, you know what I mean? 60s, you know, old school shit, Gundam, you know. Yeah. Which is Gundam is popular now, and it even sounds cliche to say that nobody, but back then nobody was,
They been popular.
But nobody really was on that shit when we were.
That is the top, what is it? No, that is top, like they in the top 5. Like I'm in the top 5.
But I'm talking about like that's back when all people knew was Dragon Ball Z, bro, and Speed Racer. Nobody was really like Gundam, and like yes, Gundam in the anime culture and the manga community and that, yes, no doubt. But I'm talking about as far as people that we knew, man. You know what I mean? Like
people only knew Dragon Ball.
It wasn't nobody in Brooklyn, like, you know what I mean? And I assume like the same time when I came down here making Atlanta, Mills, Georgia, there wasn't nobody that was really, you know, when I came down here, bro, like they looked at me, I was an alien because I had skinny jeans and I skateboarded, bro. Yeah. And then like a year later, they were like, yo, where you get your jeans, bro? Yo, how you kickflip, bro? Like, you know what I mean? So it's
just like, a lot of this, it was taboo.
Big facts, bro.
It was taboo. Like, I don't know what was the shift, but it was. Yeah. Like, everyone want to be a skateboarder. Everybody want tight jeans. Everybody love anime. Everybody like rock bands and shit. Like,
you know why I started wearing tight jeans, bro? Because when I wore my baggy jeans, they'd go into my skateboard wheel and it fucked me up when I fall. Like, you know that little seam around the baggy jean? Once that shit would start ripping and it would hook around my wheel. So I was like, oh shit, what do what do white boys do? Yeah. I was like, all right, well shit, let me, you know, not that I wanted to be like them, but I was like, oh, there's some sense to doing this shit because I'm not fucking my shit up anymore, you know? And then I was already on that Rockstar shit anyway. I was already out down there rocking docks and shit. So I was like, all right, so I shift my jeans over, but I ain't mixing up. I ain't, you know, like I was still had my J's and shit. You know what I mean? I still had on my fucking SBs and shit. So
like skateboard culture came a long way into hip hop.
Yo, and that's another thing, bro. You know, like
I think who you think pushed that agenda?
Yo, man, I think honestly it was a mix of things, man. Shout out to Tony Hawk in the video game world, you know, because I watched this special on Tony Hawk and they were talking about how much that game made him and how much it brought skateboarding to like the mainstream, you know. So shout out to Tony Hawk on that, because I feel like a lot of my boys got onto it because they were playing that game. Of course, Lil Wayne, you know, that's undisputed, you know, you gotta say Lil Wayne, you know. But then you also had like MTV. So you had people watching shit like hip hop on MTV, and then you got Bam Margera, Steve-O, Jackass, all that shit, you know. And that's the shit I fell in love with. Fucking was it Beavis and Butthead? You know what I mean? So all that shit, I feel like that shifted and brought it over to hip hop culture. Because then you had Terry Kennedy, you know, you had Antoine Dixon, you had these black skaters. Shout out to Harold Hunter, you know, and Zoo York. Shit. What's my boy? The fuck? DGK, bro. What's his name?
Oh, wait.
Goddamn, bro. Fuck. I can't remember, man. Shout out to him.
So, who was your first introduction into it, though?
Skateboarding?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, yo, skateboarding was before everything, bro. Like I was playing keys. Like, I was playing music. I was learning. I was playing keyboard and shit like that. But, like, skateboarding, boy, yeah, I was like 7, bro. And this dude I knew named D, he was out there skateboarder. But it's funny because I initially met D because I was like musically inclined. He played guitar.
Oh, okay.
So I was fucking with him on the guitar. And then they went to go skate. I was like, yo, what the fuck? He was like, yo, you know, and D, yo, shout out to D.
Oh, well, he black or white?
He black dude.
Oh, okay.
Black dude, man. Yeah, I was, everybody was, bro. So I would go down to Florida and I go down there, like I go down there and see my grandmother, but then I also popped down there. I was in Jacksonville, Duval County for a little minute, man. I was down there, which is wild because that's how that Space Ghost Perp shit came around years later. But me being super young, shout out to Mayport Middle. If you got anybody watching this shit that's down in Duval County. But I met this man named D, and he got me on that shit, black dude, you know. But also like, it's funny because all the people I met that skated and played guitar and shit, they were also thugging. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna talk about what they were doing, but they were, you know.
Well, you just saying they were in the streets.
Yeah, they were in the streets, yeah.
Okay.
So I never looked at it as some, it wasn't until years later everybody was like, oh, that white boy, shit. Like, you know, now they not like that again, which is cool. But like, that's why when it came around and people weren't thinking it was cool, I didn't give a fuck because I was like, yo, the coolest motherfuckers I know play guitar and still do all the shit y'all claim y'all doing, but y'all don't really even be doing that shit, you know?
So, but were they doing that in public, like freely, or it was more like...
What you mean?
They were just doing it like, not letting people know that they skateboard, play guitar.
Oh no, yeah, it's shit in public. Public, man. Like they were skating like that. They were known for, like, you know what I mean? That's really, that was the escape. And you know what I mean? Like that was the goal, was to skate or to play music, to get away from what they were doing. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing that I think people romanticize. They romanticize that street shit, you know. But I think the goal should always be to get your money, get the fuck away from it. You know? So like, that was what they did. The street shit was the hidden shit. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't cool to talk about what you did, you know?
I know, but around that time, you know, street was more popular than a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was, but not while you were in it. You know what I mean? Like, good criminals don't you know what I mean? Yeah. They don't talk about, you know? Like, of course, motherfuckers knew they did that shit, but that's not what, you know what I mean? And that's definitely not what they were portraying to me. And also, that's another thing I think about. I was young G, so you know what I mean? That they were pushing the more positive shit on me. Like, yo, you want to play guitar? Cool. You want to skate? Cool. That's what.
I'll show you.
Yeah, that's what, you know. All the other shit I'm gonna pick up on anyway. You know what I mean? That's the funny shit about that. They don't gotta teach you that shit. Really, you're gonna see it and learn it over the years, man. So
damn. So like. So skateboarding for anything,
yeah.
But also you ain't getting introduced to the guitar like that, bro. It's just like people just don't. People think the street life is everything, and people don't want to be original or be different.
Nah, man.
And just for you to just do that, man, that shit hard. Like I know, like my first introduction to like, you know, skateboarding and stuff.
Yeah.
I would say like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I would say Lil Wayne, Jay Smith, and I was watching like Rob did that.
And see, that I think that's the MTV tip, right?
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think that whole, like, you know, that's the whole culture,
Rob
man.
and Big.
Yeah. Shout out to Big R.I.P., man. That was the funniest shit, man. I remember because I was heavy in the skate culture at the time for that shit. So when Big first came out, I remember that what he used to skate for, Globe or some shit, or
is it DC?
DC, yeah, he used to skate for DC, yeah. I remember that DC video where that, because, you know, security guard, that was the biggest shit in skateboarding. Security guards are going to fuck with you. So when he first came up with the concept of like having a security guard himself, that shit had me laughing.
Oh,
yeah. That was big boss shit back in the day, man. Especially being a kid seeing that shit. Shout out to Robin Big, man.
Like, that was one of my, like, main thing. I was like, damn, this shit hard. You remember, like, I wasn't really into the Tony Hawk game.
Yeah.
You know, I knew about Rob before I knew about Tony Hawk.
Yo,
I know
that's
that crazy. I know that
that's crazy, but that's fire though. That's fire. I fuck with that. That's how it should be, you know? Like, honestly. Like, it take one person to put the spotlight on the city, you know? That's one thing. That's one thing I love about working with different artists and people like that, and having a team and making though. Like, because that's a perfect example, man. Tony put the whole team on. And somebody he didn't even know, you know what I mean, eating off of that shit. To today, ridiculousness, you know what I mean? And that's a perfect example of how you transition the fuck up out of that shit.
Yeah.
You know? But nah, man, that's that. I think as a city, that's what folk, we like AA trying to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If any one of us make it, or when, not if, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, that shit fire to hear you say that. That's dope.
I know a lot of people look watching like, what the fuck?
Nah, man. Rob was big bossing, bro.
Yeah, that show, man. You know, shows be impressionable, bro.
Yeah.
So like, and then y'all get to doing music.
Yeah.
What were the first song that y'all recorded?
Shit, man.
Yeah, I've been doing this shit for a minute. I know you probably like, damn, we got like 150 songs in the vault. We got.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think about the first song that got to y'all. So like, the first one we did as AA, like when we officially were like as AA, was I think it was this track Grind Palace. And that's on the first EP. It's one of my favorites. And then Halloween in July was the first single. So I think we released Halloween in July first. and then we released Grind Palace on the project. But Grind Palace was the first one we did. Shout out to Dean Brown.
But Halloween in July is a album though. That what y'all classify it as.
Yeah.
But y'all have hella EPs. Like I'm like,
all right. So this is what it was. All right. So Halloween in July initially was an EP, and then so after we dropped Halloween in July, we left. And we toured New York for a hot minute. We were up there playing. Shout out to the New York Noise Collective. Shout out to Fool's Gold Records. With a lot of cool artists. And they showed us mad love out there while we were out there. That's also when I met, shout out to A$AP Bari, bro. I met him in front of American Apparel. He used to start at V-Lone. Shout out to A$AP Bari. But we were meeting people like that in New York, and they was just showing mad love. So when we were done touring, Alex came back here because Alex is from here. He got a family here. I didn't come back right away. So while I was still up there, I recorded Sugarcane, Fox Die, and what was the other one? Under the Hemisphere. I did those 3 tracks, but those are the full rock tracks because they were done at this studio called Electric Land with my boy Mike. Like shout out to Electric Land. That's Jimmy's like studio. Actually, like. But we did it like on the slide. Like I just knew somebody there. So like we went in there and knocked them out. That's why there's such crunch rough stuff. But anyway, I sent that back to Alex here. He recorded on it. And then so when we put all the stuff on streaming, we were like, there was no project for those 3 songs. So we released it on there. And that's how y'all got the Halloween July album. So it's almost like an extended Halloween July. The original one was only 5 tracks. But as far as EPs, why you want to know all you right? Because
it's so many. I'm like, y'all only have 1 album. I'm like,
streaming don't be paying. You know what I mean? I mean, it does now. But back then, like, you know what I mean? Like we had to get with the right team again. You know what I mean?
Did y'all even touch like SoundCloud?
Yeah, we put the first EP on there. It's on there, but it's like after that we went straight to streaming. Like we went straight to like, I mean, I know SoundCloud is streaming, but like,
with SoundCloud, like, it's different. Like Apple and stuff, like, okay, you get your money and whatever, but once, like, if you go on SoundCloud, you get way more plays on SoundCloud.
Yeah, no, that is true. The first, I was just about to say, the first EP that we put on SoundCloud has, I think every song has over like, it has probably like a good amount of plays on each one. Like, has several thousand at least on each one. And then I think Come Along has 14,000. But after that, we just stopped focusing on it because we started working with United Masters on distributing the stuff. So we started just going to Apple Music, Spotify, and I enjoyed using those because it gave so we did Bandcamp for a while. Shout out to Bandcamp because Bandcamp was really cool. Bandcamp gives you the most money, but at the time, like streaming gave our friends and family the ability to listen to us and give us like, they may not have money to buy an album, but they can just play this. You know what I mean?
Well, with that, like SoundCloud, what I like about
this back in the day, by the way, I'm not speaking on streaming like this now because streaming is shit now. I'm talking about like, you know, back.
No, I'm saying like with SoundCloud, like they're like, you can listen to somebody else, like you be listening to someone and then they'll like see who close to this person and introduce you to a whole other. Like when it comes to like, you know, like finding somebody, discovering somebody, SoundCloud the place to go. You know what I'm saying? Like Apple is more like, you know, like for people can listen to you and not a whole bunch of search. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Tidal too, by the way. Tidal is where. No, I agree with you. It's just that it's something about like our fans and like our supporters. They're just not SoundCloud people. I don't know what it is. I believe like people that truly listen to music and truly pursue it and search out new artists listen to SoundCloud. That's how I found Lucky way back when. You know what I mean? So I understand and I appreciate SoundCloud. And then like SoundCloud has the best like leaks and shit. So I listen to SoundCloud more than I listen to Spotify personally. But as far as like whenever we talk to like at the time we were talking to execs and people like that, they just always wanted you know, like mainstream.
What time it was?
This is probably around the time we first released the first one, like 2014.
2014?
Yeah.
Yeah, they put me in. Oh no. SoundCloud started picking up buzz like 2015.
2015, yeah. So, and then also, we weren't really on, at that time, we weren't really like we always been hip hop artists, but we were more so on the tour circuit of like, you know, like just like playing shows, you know, rock and roll, like just really like touring, you know? So yeah, like streaming and the internet had strength at the time, but at the time we were just more so on our like, you know, Desperado, like really like creating, like really perfecting our instruments, really like perfecting our craft, and just really being there in the scene itself, you know? Now, granted, hindsight, yeah, we should have probably pushed a little bit more on SoundCloud, but like Spotify was paying us well, you know, Apple Music was paying us well, Tidal. Yeah. So I don't think Tidal was around yet. But yeah, so, you know, back in 2014, you know, that's just how.
And so what y'all like? So you said y'all were touring. What y'all like going to hole in the wall places to get y'all music heard?
Yeah, but sometimes it'll be bigger shows, you know. So some will be hole in the wall shows. You know, I think that's how tour for like a lot of early indie artists is. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of the shows gonna be like really dope places, you know what I mean? And then some of them will be like, you know, a little smaller places like Goodbye Blue Monday. But the thing is, like, sometimes we would meet execs or people like that, or people like artists of prominence in these hole in the wall places more likely than we would in the better paying gigs. You know what I mean? So you can never calibrate a gig by where it is, you know, because you never know who you're going to meet or what you're going to meet. Now, don't be out here playing for exposure because you'll die of exposure. That's my favorite thing. Like, yo, you playing this show for exposure. Nah, man, die for exposure. Get your bread up, you know, but don't shun away from the smaller shows that maybe you can play in between, you know?
But I feel like with the smaller shows, it's not as strict.
Nah.
Like, you can do a lot more stuff that you want to do.
Yeah. And you'll probably sell more merch. You know what I mean? You'll probably have more fun, you know? You're more likely to meet the local, you know, the local vibe at the smaller shows, man. It made me laugh because I think about some of the house parties we ended up at. Shout out to Blood Orange, man. Dev Hines, if he's an artist we met. That's when we were out in New York, man.
I would ask you, like, what is one of the most craziest, like, stories that you have from y'all touring?
Man, probably stuff I can't even say, man. Like, just real rock star shit, man. You know, that's why motherfuckers like really be talking about that rock star shit. That shit, it makes me laugh because, like, you know, like, it's just a meld, man. I guess one of the craziest I could say was we partied with fucking Riff Raff one time. Riff Raff came actually down here, and we used to throw like block parties, you know what I mean? We throw like a house party, block party, and then we bring everybody from the party to the show. You know what I mean? And then after that, we go back to the house and party, of course, you know what I mean? But it was just like so clean. But anyway, Riff Raff had heard about this and he was like, yo, I heard y'all throw like the craziest shit. And at the time, at night, we actually had a block party. So he played down the Capitol and he came over after, man. And I think we kind of out partied him, bro. Like he brought these shorties and like he stayed for like a good minute. We partied, but sun was coming up. I guess they had like another date or some shit. But his security guard was like, "Yo, y'all the crazy." It was like, "Yo, we party and like work with bad artists, but y'all motherfuckers are crazy as hell." So that's probably one of the craziest we had, like off memory. But there's so many nights in New York, man. I can't even talk about it, bro. Like we witnessed people like. They didn't die, but like get hit by cars and shit at wild parties and shit. Yeah, bro. New York taxis do not give a fuck, bro. So if you're out there partying, you know, after a show and this man wanders in the street, like he got up, but like he's just seeing crazy shit, man. I can't even think of it, man. Real Motley Crue shit, bro. Yeah. You ever seen The Dirt? I don't want to. I don't even want to tell you, but man, maybe if Alex was here, you know, I get permission to talk about some of this shit.
But like, you know, you just said like a lot of people say they rock stars and shit. Like, so right now, everybody's saying Vamp. You know, Vamp is the new rock star term. So what is a rock star though? Like,
bro, you know what's wild about that Vamp thing? If you look at the back cover of the Halloween in July, like, so the whole premise of the Halloween in July EP was that Vamp shit. It was night creatures. It's Halloween all year round. You know what I mean? Like, we're up all night, every night, working, traveling. Really, like, night is when we're out in LA at night, that's when the city's alive, you know what I mean? So if you look at the back album cover, it's me as a kid, as a fucking vampire, like in front of this like parade, you know what I mean? So like that whole premise has been around since like Ozzy Osbourne, man, you know, and it's forever going to be around. It's been around since blues, man. You think about Robert Johnson, they say he sold his soul, you know what I mean? Blues is evil, blues is dark, you know. It's the whole premise of anarchy, man. And the reason I say that is because I think, and see people always are like, oh, they're on some evil shit, demonic shit. I think it's more so of, what does the normalcy teach you? You know, the government teaches you to be religious, which is fine. You know what I mean? But what they say is evil, dark. They say black people are evil. They say, you know what I mean? It's all part of the normalcy of what they say is evil. So what does it do? It makes you more like a rebel, a punk. You know what I mean? It's the same thing punk rock stars did, you know? So same thing, Ozzy Osbourne, fucking Kiss, you know, fucking Black Sabbath. Same thing on. If you're against the fucking like the social standard, man, you're gonna be on that dark side. But you're also gonna be up at night probably, you know? You're gonna be living an alternative lifestyle. Yeah. And so I think that's what it means to be a rock star. Is like, anarchy doesn't mean chaos. It means it means freedom. There's no control. There's no governmental control of what's going on, you know? And that's always what rock is going to stand for. It's always what the rocker is going to stand for. And it's always essentially going to be freedom, bro. I think, you know? Now, what you do with that freedom, that's a different standard.
You know, like, you know, develop, it's just the way of life now. You feel me? Like, But so do you feel like Playboi Carti is the stamp right now? Like, he is the...
What, the standard stamp?
Yeah.
I say, yo, shout out to Carti, man. You know, like I said, Alex, you know, he used to be vibing with Father, man. And, you know, I remember Awful Records, just seeing Carti come up, man. I've always respected Carti as an artist because, like, when you think about it on the real, like, he has been in New York and Atlanta, you know, and that's very much the same thing. I understand that fusion of the North and the South, bro. Yeah. And it brings about a fusion of music. It brings about a freedom of expression, you know. Yeah, man, Carti, you know, he's pretty solid right now, man. I think for a person, you know, of his career, like for all the shit that has been leaked that he hasn't officially been able to release, you know, he still has a strong catalog. Yeah. So shout out to Carti, shout out to Opium Records, man. I fuck with them boys is doing.
Whole Lot Red been up for 4 years. And it's still like that.
It's still a hit, bro. I fuck with them boys, man. I fuck with Ken Carson. I fuck with Destroy Lonely, all that, you know. I love it, bro. I feel like finally, you know what I mean? Finally, like, my bros is here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, not to say I know these people, like, personally, but from an artistic way, you know, that shit, it's been lonely out here on that Rockstar tip for a minute, man. That's how I feel being Lord and Bob Lennon. And, you know, so many of, like, you know, different artists like Johnny Craig, and shout out to Jay from BMTH, you know, Bring Me the Horizon, like, really connected, man. Cause like, it's been like, yo, it's time for the Vamps to, you know, it's time for us to wake up, bro.
Man, yeah, man. Vamp, like, you know what I'm saying?
Take over, bro. Yeah. The rock stars here, man. Black boy is playing guitar. Time to kick in the door, man.
Yeah. And, you know, y'all did the show, y'all and Bob Lemon. Yeah. Bob Lennon. Yeah. You know, Lords of the Underground. Yeah. Do y'all feel like that? Do y'all feel like y'all the top people of the underground is making?
Yo, it's a statement on it, man. Like, I'll say this. All right, yeah.
I see it. I was like, Bob, you know, man, I don't, you know, you great and everything, but underground, I don't see that though.
But here's the thing. Like, when it comes to the style of music that we're doing, who else, like, really, who else? And I'm speaking from my perspective. You know, Bob can tell his own definition of it. You know, we definitely, and that's what being a lord is. You're the lord of your house. You know, now a house can stand together in a brothership. You know what I mean? And that's what that statement was. Like, as far as, like, I feel that Lord, for no pun intended, is a lord of his house. You know what I mean? So, on the real, yeah, because who else is doing the style of music we're doing, bro? Period, let alone here. And I'm not talking about caliber. I'm not talking about this, but I'm talking about us. Who else is doing the merch how we're doing? Shout out to the people that support it. And I don't mean this in any cocky way, bro. But when we make these statements, it's not necessarily to belittle any other artists. It's to make the statement to the hierarchy, the house, the people, the connections that we need to really put the city on. We're saying this to them so that they recognize it, you know? This is something that if we didn't see it visually, we would never speak it. People have been rocking the shirts solid, bro. I think we're on our bro. What we're all so people have been rocking the AA shirts for well over like probably like 8 years now, man. You know what I mean? And at first we weren't even making the shirts to be like, hey, you know what I mean? We were making the shirts just for us. Yeah. If you weren't in the gang, if you weren't part of the family, you couldn't even purchase this because this piece of cloth was an association with the family. Anything you do in an AA shirt is going to reflect on us. You know what I mean? Now the brand has grown, you know what I mean? It's become more inclusive and like, it's an understanding of it. I remember back in the day, man, shout out to my boy. I'm not going to say his name, but he told me a story about this. He was in an alleyway, man. And these dudes, you know, he was with this girl. And these dudes been, you know, anyway, he's a back fuck off, you know. Can I curse? I don't know if I can curse. Yeah. I think that's the first curse word I said, man. I've been doing pretty well, bro, for no reason, you know. But these two other dudes saw him in the AA shirt and they had on one month. They intervened and helped him, bro. And they diffused the situation, you know. And that's what the shirts were for, you know. But I say all this to say that.
Oh, like, y'all are coats. Is that what y'all doing?
Nah. I say all this to say that it's a lifestyle. It's a family. I think any brand, if you look at V-Lone, the propriety of V-Lone and the reason that, you know, the strength, why it flourished out because it represented a lifestyle, you know? Yeah. It wasn't just a piece of cloth. When you wore this, you know, like, I remember Kanye West saying this and it really brought like an idea together, you know what I mean? Where he was saying, we don't sell music, we sell ideas, we sell lifestyle, we sell success. You know, and I'm not going to say it on such a cocky level. I'll say it the way Kanye West said it, and you can diffuse it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not necessarily the same way. But Kanye West said, "You buy the Yeezys, you get the job." You know what I mean? You listen to this song, you know, it makes you cool. You end up with the girl, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that we're delivering that, but I'm saying I could understand his principle of like, this isn't just a shirt. This isn't just a shoe. This isn't just a song. This is either I'm giving you part of my pain in the song. That shirt might be a part of, that shirt idea may have come up because of something horrible, you know, that I'm dealing with. And the only thing that got me out of bed was I wanted to do this design to express how I felt with the rest of the world. And maybe they felt the same way and maybe it could change things for them, you know? So everybody that like, you know, rocks the brand is an expression of that, you know? So it was really dear to us for a long time. But I say all that to say, when we say lords of the underground, that's what I mean. We are lords of a lifestyle, a terminology, a feeling that's underrated, man. That's sleeping. That's definitely there. We're an avatar for something that is there that needs to be said, you know? So everything that we do is coming from the underground. It's coming from the underbelly. It's coming from a demographic. Like when you think of making, when you think of downtown artists, you know what I mean? When you think of like East making, when you think of East making artists, when you think of, you know, why is it thought of like that? This is making, you know? Yeah. You know what somebody told me? This older dude from the big house, you know, the Allman Brother house. He was like, you know what I love about y'all shows, bro? And I see the same thing with Lord, the same thing with Bob, and a couple of artists, you know, I can't name off the top of my head, but he was like, I see everybody here. He was like, when I went to go see Little Richard back in the day, when I went to go see Allman Brothers back in the day, when I went to go see Otis Redding back in the day, he said everybody was in the crowd. He said making is too small to just have one demographic, you know? Yeah. So when we say underground, or for me, I'm saying like this is something that has been there, but now is speaking of, you know what I mean? Now we're bringing it to fruition. Now we're going to put the city on. Now we're going to, you know, we're going to take it to No Jumper like we have, you know, we're going to take it with DreamWorks artists. We're going to take it as far as we can with people in the team that's in-house and show them making art and making excellence, you know? And then also, I'm not even just that, but just like, just the scene of a trap and roll, bro. Because right at this point, it extends to Atlanta because you got Slug, you know what I mean? So it's weird to even think of it. I'm not thinking of making. I'm thinking of the underground, period, you know? We're lords of the underground, period. It's not just a making thing, you know what I mean? It's a lifestyle that needs to be spoken on. It just so happens that the voice is coming from making.
Okay. Because, like, I wouldn't say y'all, I was saying about making aspect because, like, I know right now, like,
and that might be a long answer, but I just take that so serious.
It
you know,
was
like,
it was just like, I know how Atlanta is.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, their scene is huge right now.
Yeah.
Like, majority of the people getting signed came from that. Like,
exactly.
Like, you ever heard of Glock 40 Spaz?
Yeah.
Like, that man came up from recording on his phone for they wanted to sign him to Opium.
Yeah.
And get signed to another major label.
Crazy, man. And you see it, and that happened because of a community that they built, bro. You know, like, I remember being up there when I was up at Patchwork messing around, you know, like, just like going in there and just seeing how they operate, bro. Like I said, it only takes one, and then the rest of the city gets to, you know, you look at Drake, you look at, you know, how many artists, not to say they wouldn't have made it, but got a spotlight because of Toronto being looked at. So it's everybody from The Weeknd, you got Tory Lanez, you got Pressa, you got Nav, you got, who else you got? Who was them XO boys at the time? Can't remember what their name was.
XO boys. Now I can't say the name either because it one nigga who looked like Nav.
Yeah. It was a bunch of them, man, but it all sparked. All it needs is that spark, man. And Macon's got it, bro. We just got to be on that, you know. So when we say Lords on Underground, I don't even want it to be looked at as like a challenge. Yeah, but we're artists, so yeah. If you look at it from a challenge, drop some shit harder. You know what I mean? That's the only challenge I ever want to. I want to be in a competitive rivalry with my fellow artists in a growth way. You know what I mean? Oh snap, he snapped. You know what I mean? I gotta drop some fire. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, shout out to Twin, man. Twin dropping that shit with Nudie, bro. That was a good look for the city, man. And I hope it motivated a lot of people.
But see, with that, that's a different scenery. Though. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Macon have two sceneries. You have popularity scenery. Yeah. Like, they say like Brother Haitian, Twin, Hot Boy Spiffy, Drill Goo, like, all a different scenery. And then you have the underground people who don't get the look because of they are popular, but they rap about a different type of thing. They don't talk about streets of pain and all that, but they use more of. You ever heard of Sir Entree? Yeah, like Sir Entree, T Huncho, Fam Bro, like, these are people that in making, like, comfort making. Yeah. But they are heavy in the underground scene.
And see, so where do you put Bob, Lord, you know, like artists, Blue?
I put y'all as, like, OGs. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because y'all been here longer. Like, we know Bob. Like, we know Bob can, you know, do something at JBA. Yeah. Do something. In the place in Macon, people gonna come out because he's been doing it for so long. Yeah.
That's wild to think of us as the OGs. That's wild, man.
Yeah, because, like, y'all been there. Y'all been at that height for so long. Yeah.
No, I feel you.
But when the Lord thing, I was just like, it was just y'all three. I'm like, y'all gonna do that? Bring some more people out. Bring some more people that in the underground who don't get as much light. Yeah. That's why I was like,
well, see. And now that steps to a business standpoint. Now at that point, like, when we're bringing more people, like that you feel like, you know, that get less light. Then, you know, like, you got to think about, there's a lot of things that go into the shows, from like contractual work to budgeting. It's not necessarily just putting people on a show. We got to make it make sense financially for everybody, you know what I mean? But I also at the same time, think about that aspect though, the ability that we have to bring out people like that. But the infrastructure of Macon necessarily still doesn't, you know, like, Macon Magazine will support us, you know, Bragg Jam supports us. Like, these infrastructures definitely do support us that a lot of these artists don't get to. But that alone isn't enough, you know what I mean? Like, we're still considered underdogs, even in that world, simply because of how edgy the music is, you know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the 50-50 on it. Like, we get played on Creek Radio, and we'll get played on 107.1, 97.9. Like, they'll give us mad love, you know, but we're still not gaining, what's the word? Like, the financial backing, you know what I mean? But from the installations that are here. So we're still underground because we're always gonna be underground until you're a person like Jason Aldean. Jason Aldean's not underground no more. That's somebody that Macon has. You know what I mean? Like Macon has the ability to do that for a lot of artists, but
that's the thing. Like when I was talking about Drip Goo, all them people. Yeah. Them people most likely go get more discovery because of this what they talk about. Yeah, they'll get played on what radio station we have in Macon, like 92.3 and all the other stuff because of what they rap about because of their popularity.
Well, same on our tip. We'll get on there as well. We definitely will. And I'm not necessarily speaking on that because we've been on those. Shout out to Super Dave, shout out to Snap. Like they show us mad love on that tip, especially with this project because of the fusion that we've done kind of more so on this one. But the thing I'm speaking on is bro, there's like hip hop, like for Macon to be a predominantly black city, hip hop is always going to be underground. And the reason I say that is because there's a lot of exposure and access. And shout out to it's been a little different recently though. Shout out to Macon Magazine for doing that coverage on Guap Records, man. Because that's what we need to see more of. For the city's main outlet to be hip hop, it needs to be more mainstream in the city. The city itself is more mainstream and trying to push more of a country, and that's what I really see the battle is on, bro. Because one thing that we've always encountered is we play rock to the highest excellence and we do rap and hip hop R&B to the highest excellence. But there's always more comfort around our people. You know what I mean? What I'm saying? So when I say that, I want Macon to become more diverse on the shows of like the bigger areas. Like the amphitheater, for instance. I believe the amphitheater is a perfect way for us to, when it makes sense, put like local hip hop acts with bigger acts to give them access outside of the city.
That one of the things like them people I was speaking of, it's a lot of them. They from Macon, but they go off because we don't get spotlight. It's the other people that get spotlight over these people when we know these people are way more talented.
Exactly. Yeah, we've had to go outside the city. And that's one of the things that baffled us. At first, we didn't know if there really was substance to the brand. But then we started getting coverage from Afropunk, No Jumper, Solomon from XXXTentacion's manager, Solomon Sounds reached out, and Riggs Morales. Like these people from outside the city started reaching out to us. We were like, damn. And then we would go out there. Like when we went out to LA and we did the first EP out in LA, not the first EP. The first EP we did in LA was Forever. That has gold on it. So IRL, Mommy Light. Yeah. Lord DeAndre's on that, all that cool shit. But we realized that we were more self-sufficient than most of the artists out there. So when we would be in the studio, we're playing the instruments. We're going behind the board, you know what I mean? We're working on this. We don't need to be produced, And we realized that a lot of Macon artists become so self-sufficient because there's less access to reach out to. In LA, if you need a keyboardist, you can go on Craigslist probably and find. Or not crazy, whatever, any type of thing.
You can just put up a post.
Facebook Market, boom. Facebook, whatever, and find it like that. In Macon, we do have a bunch of excellent keyboardists, but you'll find that a lot more artists are learning, like Lord, for instance, to record themselves, to do this, to do that. So when you do step into these bigger cities, you're almost overqualified, and it gives you a reflection of what your self-worth was really in the city. So, and I say all that to say, sometimes you got to go around your own city to make your city notice you. And that's what happened. Like when we came back, we got a lot more love than before, we went out. So it's popularity, but it's also popularity with intent and popularity with work. Like we used whatever power we had to make the connections to do that. So it's a double-edged sword on that tip.
So what y'all got coming up? What are y'all plans?
Oh shit!
For next year, I'm old with you, man.
Yo, going crazy, bro. Going crazy. All right, so man, that's probably that shit that racked my brain be the order release this shit in. So I'm gonna tell you what's coming. There's no telling what order you're gonna get it in. So 777 project, we done gave y'all probably about 6 of the songs, already. So we got a couple of more. We'll give you 2 more singles. So you're gonna get Stranger Thing remix with us and Bob, fam up on that shit. And then you're gonna get this cypher with shout out to Goody Supreme. He hopping on that with us, you know what I mean? Lord's also hopping on that too. And then we got another song with Bob.
You talking about the cypher with BP?
Nah, this one different. This one different. This is site for the album. So, you know, we have a collective of artists we like to work with, but, you know, like I said earlier, we want to branch out, you know, start working with like artists we've been friends with for years, but necessarily didn't work with, you know. So shout out to Broski. I've been meaning to hit him too, man. I really want to work with him on some cool shit, man, because BP put up his shit, it look fire. But Goody gonna hop up on this one. And it's a cypher though, but it's fire. I'm not sure it's gonna be titled yet, but it's cool. It's cool. It's produced by Kenshin and I. It's got some guitar on it. It's that real trap and roll shit, you know. But we're about to get that too. So Stranger Things coming, that's coming, and then we got a whole nother animation coming with our boy Casey. That's worked on the previous animations with Chibu and them. So this new one, he was working on Spider-Verse. He's done shit with Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix.
Oh,
boy,
that's my
crazy.
shit. Boy, I love that shit.
Yeah.
Like,
boy, go crazy, man. That's what I tell you. So this shit is gonna be fire when this shit come out. It's gonna be.
You see
fresh.
how I got so hyped when you said that? Well, that's my shit.
I tell you, we got to snip it up now. But we're gonna mix that with the song is actually gonna have Johnny Craig on it again. So when we played a show with Johnny last year, we shot the music video, had the flamethrower out, you know, go crazy. So we're gonna mix it in and out. So I've seen a couple of snippets, it's looking good. But that's gonna come out for y'all. And then we're gonna do a collab shirt with Making Bagel, like I said. So you're gonna get a new shirt collab, but it's also gonna come with the meal. So it's gonna be an AA bagel. Yeah, I'll find out what's on that bagel soon, you know, give it some time. But I'm sure there's a couple other things I'm missing, but that's really what we got coming for now. We just dropped that new shirt. Gotta get you one of them, man. The American Vampire.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I'll wait for the shirt today. I was like, I'm gonna put that on.
I got you, bro. I got you. We actually, man, we sold out, but I printed up a couple more just like for a limited, you know. And I love that. Shout out to the people, man. We always underestimate how
the
much
support.
Yeah, really, like it really go crazy, man.
That's why I'm so scared to do merch because I don't know who gonna support me. Like I'm very scared. Like I want to do a show. Like I want to do a show. Yeah,
set up a show, bro. Talk A-LOT-TV, have us, yo. Let's go.
I want to, but I'm just like, who I gonna come? Who I gonna come? Like who gonna come to perform? Who gonna come? You know, show.
Shit, hit up Laura, hit up us. You know what I mean? We get the spot. You know what I mean? Like get some shit together. That'd be cool.
Cause I want to do like real underground, like like I'm not doing all the nigga who already be getting spotlight. I want to do like the real underground, like people don't get that much spotlight. Yeah, like I really want that shit to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? No sit around acting cool. You know how the club be. They be sit around acting cool, take the little shot. Hell no, we mosh pit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. I want a mosh pit.
That's what I like, yo. I like. So I go to a lot of dance halls, and then I like going to like Hispanic joints too, because like it's corny if you not dancing, bro. You know what I mean? Like if you stand on the wall like at a dance hall, like you know what I mean? Like especially coming up from New York, bro. I'll be in the dance hall at Jamaicans all the time, bro, going crazy. But like if you stand on the wall, you corny. Like what you come here for? Go stand by the bar, man. Get out the way. You in the way, bro. You in the way. You in the way. We here to dance. We here to have a good time. Same thing with metal shows. Like you said, like bro, like, you got a metal show and you not moshing, you liable to die because you standing in one spot, bro. You better be fucking moving. Like you know what I mean?
That's why I be wanting to like shows, bro. I really hate that I miss like Uzi show.
Yo, it completely slipped my mind that Uzi was gonna be there, bro. It came up there like the pink tour tape. I'm like, damn. I like the pink tape, bro. People hating on the pink tape.
Oh, I love it because this is what Uzi always wanted to do.
Progress, bro. You just got to get to that level of to be able to like really have your artistic freedom, man, to take it beyond that. And I think that's one thing that we've never been afraid to do. Like we could make more like pop style stuff, which we are doing more frequently because we have the ability to do it and we want to do what people love. Like I always say, if we could play guitar and I can see girls dancing and twerking, we good, bro. You know? Yeah. Like if it's just all too technical and mathematical, you know, people gonna love it, but people need some shit that's free too. And so you can't expect an artist like Uzi to stick to one like demographic. Let that man do his rock.
And then people be like, he's not great when bro. No, they say he'll be gone like in 2 years.
Yeah,
he's still here.
He's still here. He did a song with System of a Down, System of Bring Me the Horizon. If you're a real one, see, that's what these motherfuckers not real. They don't know about.
I didn't know who she was at first. Like
what?
Horizon. Like I didn't know.
That's a guy, bro. It's a metal band, bro. My boy Jay used to be in that. Ollie Sykes is the lead singer, man. I met Ollie way back in the Warped Tour days, man. Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon, bro. They're top of the game when it comes like to that genre of music. Now metal is real. What is it? It's real debating. So they'll probably tear it up and say some other underground band is better, but it's cool. But Bring Me the Horizon has been a staple, for a hot minute. And then for him to get System of a Down, which is an OG band, bro, you can't say shit about System of a Down. Sergio and them boys, crazy.
Yeah, cause I was just like, some people like, oh, he taking it from this and now, remaking it. He really showing homage.
That's what artists do.
Yeah.
What did Van Gogh say? He was like, great artists create, legendary artists steal. Wait, great artists borrow. Legendary artists steal. So, and I'm not saying I'm out here stealing anybody's art or anybody's, but that's just really how it comes, bro. Like, Juice WRLD's first major song, Lucid Dreams, was a Sting song, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so, but at the same time, you can't hate on it. Like, a lot of people would have never been exposed to that guitar riff, would have never been exposed to that song at all if it wasn't for Juice WRLD. But at the same time, you got to pay that man his money. So,
I mean, the way he did it was kind of like, after he dead, really like, you been through this. Like, you gonna wait till his shit go crazy and then like, I want my money, nigga.
Yo, it's business, bro.
It is,
it's business.
That's why I be like,
rest in peace to Juice, you know what I mean? But when you get to that level, you have to expect that, man.
But it was before he got that level, though.
Yeah. What? Him doing the song?
Like, the song was made before he got famous.
Yeah. But, I mean, you look at it from Sting's perspective, and he said it in the interview. He was like, he gained his fame. So you could say that maybe he shouldn't have paid, maybe Sting went about the wrong with the money, but that song helped catapult him to where, I'm not saying it would have happened without it. I'm not saying it wouldn't have. Juice was a heavy talented artist, you know, but I'm saying that's the way it happened. And so you gotta respect, because you never know, man. You might be that. How old is Sting? I'm gonna say like 70 something. You might be that old artist one day. You know what I mean? And some kid you don't know, just you ride down the block and you hear your old shit. Like, who the?
But you could be like, okay, I don't want 100% of it. I take a small amount and do like a video. Do like somebody like I give you the okay to use it. Yeah, not just I want to take 100% of it. Like,
well, he didn't take it down. He could have taken it down.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah.
That's the real loss, I think. Whenever someone sues for money and they want it taken down, that's the real atrocity, is the loss of the art. But it's that man's song. You can't tell him, if that's what the extent of the trademark laws say, and he's got the lawyers and the time to fucking do it too, And like, and I get what you're saying. He probably could have done it before Juice passed, if that's how it went down. But at the same time, from a lawyer standpoint, it's easier, for them to, and that's just cold to think about it like that. But that's how these labels, that's how that business is, man. Like, the music industry and period is on some vamp shit, Yeah. So honestly, they not lying about that vamp shit. They're like, motherfuckers getting vamped on every day for their contracts, bro. Losing money. Fucking, you listen to Sly and the Family Stone?
Yeah.
Man, Sly was living in a damn fucking, van, bro. One of the greatest fucking artists. Sly, look at Sly and the Family Stone. They made that song "Family Affair." They made that song "If You Want Me to Stay." Like, he genius, bro. They found that motherfucker living in a van in Vegas, bro, and they helped that man get his money. He was owed millions, bro. Didn't even know it. The label was just holding that money all that time, waiting for him. He had to audit them, but it cost money to audit. So eventually some artists that he knew, they went and they helped him get his estate right. Yeah. But it's just, bro, that's how that shit. So it goes both ways, man. You know, that shit vicious, bro.
So, man, I had you in for a little minute.
I know, it's been a little minute.
No, I mean, chopping it up, bro. Good combo, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then just like, you just breaking down like the history of y'all, like, it's crazy, bro. Y'all been doing it for a minute. Yeah, man. Rap been doing it even longer than me, man. Shout out to Broski, man. So, one day he'll get in here and tell his story, and we'll talk about the graphic design. That's another thing Wrath has really been putting on, man. That's really what we've been about. Is like,
lending our capabilities and our assets and things we've learned to other artists. So Rath, he's been using his graphic design to do work. You know, he's done work for Black Mel, done work for Bob, Lord, various businesses around here, you know, all the way up to doing graphic design for Bragg Jam. So we really just want to change our environment to us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's the most powerful thing you can do. If you don't like what's going on, then you know, change it, you know? You can change the visual aspects of your community. You can change how the sound of your community, you know? There's so many things you can do as an artist, so. But yeah, we'll talk on that more, you know, when he pops up here with me. You know? So. For sure,
man. So, man, please give these people your social medias so I can go follow y'all. Go follow you.
Oh shit, yeah. All right, yo. So me, it's at Dr. Grime. That's on Instagram. So it's at dr.grime. You know, your boy. You know, I post a lot of wild shit. You know, I try to keep it mixed up, but you know, a lot of times I'll post the music there first and give you a little snippet just to hear people sound. Our official Instagram is at AA Forever Official. So that's AA Forever Official, and that's on Instagram, and on Facebook it's just AA Forever. And then we're on all streamers. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. We're on Tidal. We're on SoundCloud, you know. It's a lot of the oldest stuff, you know. All I do is stuff we on streaming. And then as far as the website, aaforever.com, you know. And
hard website.
Gang, yeah. You know, we turning up. Keep up with us, man. We drop a shirt probably definitely every holiday, every release. And then, like I said, we got a couple more. And yo, shout out to Fresh Produce. There's a couple of shirts left that we did with them. We've sold out personally. I think they have some XLs and some smalls out there, so go check them out, man. You know,
for sure, man. So, man, dope interview.
Yeah.
So y'all go check out his music.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Go check out the music. Go check out the website. A bit hard.
Yeah.
Man, y'all go show love. That's what we lack. You know, a lot of, down here it's like people just hold on to the love, but you show the love, you get it back.
Real trap and roll shit, you know. Shout out to the game, man. We real rockstars out here, real vamp shit, you know.
Real vamps. So, man, with that, man, please like, comment, and subscribe, man. With that, man, we out. Peace.
She just came in bed, I can't say nothing. I don't think she playing fair. Little bro overdosing, teardrop from my eyes. I be fucking mad, hoes, I tell my bitch lies.